Hello tennis parents, welcome all. In this video I'm going to cover about WRTA, Western Regional Tennis Association, junior competition mainly. So this happens in western suburbs of Melbourne, Victoria and Australia. So you might have joined your kids, or you might have been sending your kid to local tennis coaching for a while now. Like they might have started on blue level, they moved to red and then orange. Now they're finally into green stage where they start playing on the full court. That's when your coach might have suggested, like, now the kid is ready to play in the competitions, like let's register for them, like whatever the WRTA. So in this part of the region we play, all the kids play WRTA. So now you might be wondering, you might have a lot of questions. So when my son was registered, I didn't know anything about all this program. So in later stages I learned on the go, so I understood things and how it all works out. So in this video I'm trying to give you like overview of like all the WTA junior competition details. So it might be helpful for you how to navigate all these things. And if I am moving further first, so one good thing about this tennis competition is ideally in cricket here happens as a summer sport, and footy as a winter sport. But tennis is like a all season sports. So over a year, especially we have in WRTA, we have summer season, October to March, and winter season, April to September. So kids can play full year in the junior competition for WRTA. And big thing is there won't be any matches, or there won't be anything happening on the term holidays, school term holidays, as well as even the summer break, the big break in December and January time, and also long weekends. So very well suited for all the families. And player, as it is a junior competition, the player eligibility mainly is under 18 years. So, and one critical aspect in this is like format is mixed gender. So boys and girls are mixed together in the teams. And also sometimes you might be seeing some other teams like have 16-year-old kid playing against like 7 or 8 or even 10 years old kid, because this we are not playing like under 12 one group, under 10 one group, like that. So this is played mainly like group of all mixed together based on their tennis ratings. And so mostly it happens on the weekends. Not mostly, it happens on the weekends. So when you first time registering, you get to choose like either Saturday or Sunday. So Saturday there will be like a lot of kids play. That's why they have like more sections on Saturday. Sunday there will be few sections. So on each day we have 2 time slots. One is 8 to 10:10 and 10:20 to 12:30. So so Saturday 28 sections, 14 sections play in the first time slot, and another 14 sections play in the second time slot. Same goes like Sunday, half, like 6 sections play in first slot and 6 sections play in second slot. So when you are registered, easiest way for you to know which time slot your kid plays. So if you get like odd section, like 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, all etc., odd number, then that means they're playing 8 to 10, 20. But if they're playing like even section, then you know that it is 10:20 to 12:30. And once the kid is allocated to one section, so they play over how many weeks in the same section and in the same time slot. So there won't be different time slot for some time, like that. And so what is the competition structure? So each section will have 8 teams. So we have a lot of clubs across West. So you start from like close to CBD, Araville, Kingsville, Brooklyn, Altona, Williamstown, Bayside, and if we go that side, Werribee Central, Hopper Crossing, St. Andrews. If we come this side, we have Caroline Springs, Melton, our club Aintree, and Bacchusmarsh. So there are a lot of clubs here. Melton South and Strathula. There are like few other clubs. So all these clubs will register their teams in WRTA, and WRTA will allot which team will fall under which sections. So sometimes in the same section there might be two teams from the same club as well. So it can happen. But each section will have 8 teams, and each team will have 3 or 4 players. Some of the clubs will have like reserves, kind of like 5, 6, 7 players, but on any given day, max they can play is 4 players. And duration is a 16-week season. So you have 14 rounds. That's like all the teams will play. 7 home matches, 7 away games. So home matches will be played in your club. So as we play in Aintree, my son plays in Aintree Tennis Club here. So all his home matches will be at Aintree Tennis. Away matches based on like which club team is in your section. So once the league stages are over, completed, out of 8 teams, based on the scores and ladder, top 4 teams will make it to the finals. So where 1 and 4 will play the semi-final, and 2 and 3 will play the semi-final. So out of those winners will play the grand final. So that completes, like if one of the team went to final, then that means they played 16 weeks. They're playing 16 weeks. And the ideal match format here is like they play 6 sets on the particular weekend. And that would be 3 singles and 3 doubles. Each player plays 1 single and 2 doubles if they're playing with 3 players. And the set scores, like each set is for 6 games, and 5 all they do 7-point tie break, and it's a normal dues. So, and how does the point and scoring works? So this is a tricky part. Until very later I didn't realize that. So it doesn't matter initially like how many sets the particular team win. It matters how many games they won. So if you lose by like maybe 6-2, if you win by 6-2, but if you lose by 4-6, you still have like more games on your side. So that determines like out of 6 sets how many games that particular team won. But if games are tied, then they see the set score. And how the points allocated is, so on that particular day, each set, whichever team wins, for each set they get 1 point. So the max the team can get is they can win 6 sets, then they get 6 points. And whoever wins that particular day based on the games, then they get 4 points. So the max any team can get on that particular day is 10 points. And as I said, like after the league stages are over, like 14 matches, then they get like 1 and 4 here. In this case, Aintree and Aravalli will play the semis, and Melton and South and Saltwater will play the semis. And this is very critical information for the parents and all. So when you are registering, as I said, like there are a lot of clubs, so you need to submit expression of interest. So you might need to reach out. But if your coach is initiated, that means you're already associated with one of the club. And the coach might help, or the admin team might help to create Tennis Australia ID and UTR, because Tennis Australia ID is required for all the players who play tennis in Australia. That's where it is kind of central system, what are the matches they are playing, all the scores and everything. And fees, typically it will be like competition fees will be around $40 per that season. And most of the times you need to take a club membership for the juniors. For your kid, you need to take club membership for that season. Most of the times the parents take like for full 1 year. That will comes around like based on the club, but generally around $100 to $150. So it will be between that. And this is the very critical point. When you are feeling, or when you are, okay, you said like your son is ready to play, You get to choose Saturday or Sunday. That's guaranteed. Like if you choose Saturday, you will only get Saturday. If you choose Sunday, you will only get Sunday. But the time slots I was talking about initially, 8 to 10:10 or 10:20 to 12:30, even though you opt for like I only want 10:20, that cannot be decided by your club, because all the clubs will submit the teams to the WRTA, and WRTA will decide based on the players rankings and all everything. They decide which section this particular team goes. Then so you have to understand when you are registering your kid, the time slot which you have chosen is only like the club will try to put your kid in that particular slot team, but final say is from WRTA. They decide based on the rankings, based on the ratings and all. So you, before registering itself, you should make sure that you are ready to play either of the slots. And match day, so this is very critical. Like for home matches, everyone is fine because you might be living in the same suburb, so you just like 5 minutes you will go to your home matches. But away matches, most of the western suburbs, like from whichever the place you are, like it might be like 30-35 minutes, max to max 40 minutes. So you have to make sure that for the away matches you should reach early, because you need to plan for the travel as well. And this is very critical information of like, if you go 10 minutes late, that means that other team like mark the first set as forfeit and they get 6-0 for the first set. But if you go 30 minutes late, that means that player will not play any more matches for the day, and all the matches will be marked as 6-0 for the other teams. So you need to make sure that 10 minutes or 30 minutes. Worst case, you should not go after 30 minutes, then there is no use. And scoring, parents are not involved to score. When the kids are moved to green stage, by the time they already they're already practicing and they know how to score, how to like serve and all that, 15, 30, 40, all that score they already know. So they will be doing. If they can't, like some of the match official or anyone will be there, like club member, someone will be helping. And this is like another critical aspects again for your club. So if your kid is not available for that particular week, because for whatever the reasons, you need to inform your team as early as possible, at least a couple of days early, so that they can find a fill-in, because you will be playing with 3 or 4 players. If particular player is not available, then they have to find a fill-in. And digital scorecards. So if you go to, you are at home matches, then there will be a scorecard they will enter, but that on like paper. But once both of them signed, like away team and home team, then home team responsibility to enter the score in Match Center. Match Center is a website which we use by Tennis Australia. So away teams, once we enter, like home team enters, the away team confirms the scores. So vice versa. If we go for away teams, then that particular club team will enter, and once they enter, we confirm the scores. I think around after the match finishes, WRTA gives around 48 hours to enter. So that is a deadline. By the time you need to enter the scores. And adverse weather. So if the weather is not good, because hard courts you can't play when it is wet or slippery. So even though if it is rain forecast and if it rain stopped also, if the courts are wet, then you can't play. So it's based on like both the teams' decision that they will suspend the play, and it will be out of 10 points, 5 points share. They share 5 points each, and play also gets suspended like based on the temperature. So if temperature crosses 32 degrees here, that means it is very hot. So safety first. That's why they can't play anymore. So those are some of the rules and regulations or things you need to know before you're registering. And there are like a lot of other nuances, etc. But as you are like first time registering, maybe the teams will help you to navigate other aspects on the match days and other things. So let me quickly show you a bit about rostering. So usually, I mean, this is like one of the players roster for one of the section and team. So usually you will have like something like this shared. It can be maybe an app or something, or whichever way. But you know when your kid is playing. So when your kid is rostered out. So based on that, you can plan accordingly. So when, and also when is home, when is away, which is that away team, where you need to go and all. So all that things. We are at the stage currently, the 14th. This is March 9th. Currently, we already played all the league stages. So the next upcoming Saturday is, I mean, upcoming weekend is the semifinals, and then the next week is the finals. And Match Center is the one which, once you create Tennis Australia ID, the logins and all, then you get access to this one. So you can log into your kid's account and you can navigate all these aspects. So in this, I'll quickly show my son's one. So as you see, like there are 28 sections. My son plays for section 7. So based on the ladder, they're already in the top position in this season. So they get to play semi-final Aintree versus Aravale. So they play Aintree versus Aravale on 14th March, and you see the time. And also if you go to match details, you know where is the venue. So I would say your source of truth is like wherever you are getting information, players roster, other things and all, but your source of truth always is the match center. So where you want to know exact time, you want to know exact venue, you want to know which team you are playing, all the things will be here. So the map, and it will be linked to map. And also sometimes you might need to print out the scorecard. Then you can click on this print. It gets PDF downloaded, something like this. Yeah. So something like this, like Western Region and whatever that entry. Usually the left side team is the home team and Aravale. Then what are the player? Who are all the players? Then we mark the scores on the match day here. Then eventually we enter everything into Match Center. So that's how it happens. And we will have a UTR app as well, but I don't think so. We need to log into UTR to check something, because this will sync back to UTR. And also we never need to go and check something in WRTA website because club will be checking if anything related to that, because we don't interact directly to WRTA team. Your club will interact with WRTA team. So that's all the information you need to know. Yeah. Good luck.